Here is a really quick automation tip for anybody that works at home, or honestly anybody that just uses a computer regularly. So anytime anybody asks you to explain how to do something on the computer, whether that's your boss, your coworker, or your mom even, instead of jumping on a call and screen sharing the whole thing, or writing a huge essay in Slack on how to do it, use this Chrome extension instead. It's called Scribe. I'll have a link to it in my bio, and it is so incredibly simple that I'm just gonna show you how it works here. So check this out. Let's do something simple. Let's say I wanna show a coworker how to open and use Google Sheets. All I need to do is click the Scribe extension here, click Start Capture, and then literally just do the thing. So I go to Google Sheets, I open a new Google Sheet, I type in the new sheet, I type the name, and then I click Finish Scribe Capture, and then check this out. So you saw that in real time, how quick it was. Now let me show you the guide that this thing spits out. So the first thing it does is it uses AI to auto-generate a name for the thing you just did. How to access and modify Google Sheets, pretty accurate. Now check this out. It shows step-by-step guides on how to do exactly what you did. It tells where to navigate to, exactly what to type. It shows you what to click on with visual references. It shows click by click exactly what to do. It tells you what to type and how to do every single thing you just did in a lovely bundled up package. If it looks good as is, you can send this right to your coworker or whoever you need to, or you can edit the content to refine it just a little bit to reflect exactly what you wanted. Once you have it ready, you copy the link here, you send it to your coworker. They don't need to sign in or anything. All they do is they open it and they have this lovely guide right in front of them, step by step. The Google Sheets example was obviously overly simplified, but you could do so many in-depth things with this, show people how to do really complex actions, how to set things up, how to coordinate things, how to use a CRM, whatever you're doing, even showing your mom how to connect to the internet. Scribe will be a really easy way to deliver all that in a concise way, and the best thing is it takes 0 time. All you do is do the thing and click the Chrome extension, and then you're done. Check out Scribe in my bio. Scribe did sponsor this video, but I am a super avid Scribe user anyway, so this was a really easy partnership to jump into. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Let's make some improvements to my smart home connected dog food reminder LED light thing. One of my favorite things about TikTok is you guys and all your ideas, so let's implement 2 of these fixes to this little device I made. If you didn't see the last video, this is a little notification light I made that turns on every single day at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. This is when the dog gets fed, but the problem is my girlfriend and I are in and out of the house all day. So the way this works is when this thing is on, we know the dog still has to be fed, but here's the cool part. When either of us feed the dog, we tap this little NFC tag here on the dog food bin. These are cheap little paper tags that your smartphone could read and trigger different smart home events. Then once we tap that tag, it's gonna turn off the dog food light, basically letting us know whether or not she's been fed. So if we're both in and out and the light's on, we know to feed her. If it's off, we know she's all good. So the first thing you guys suggested is figure out a better way to automate the feeding so you don't actually even have to tap the tag anymore, and there's been a few good ideas here. What I'm gonna do here is use one of these smart vibration sensors, which pretty much trigger whenever they're shaken or vibrated. So I'm gonna double side tape this to the lid on the dog food bin so that whenever we open the bin lid to feed her, it triggers the same thing that the NFC does and turns off that light. So I've quite literally just have it double-sided tape here to the lid. Let me just reset this thing and we'll test it in real time together. Okay, so the light's on. I've got the food bin here. The automation is all set up. I literally just have to pull off the lid. The vibration sensor will trigger and turn off the light. That is so cool, and it is now totally automated. So I'm super hyped on that. It's now fully automated. I'm gonna leave that NFC tag on there just for redundancy. It's very rare. I actually find a reasonable use case for those vibration sensors. So I'm hyped on this one, and it just actually works really well. Let's go on and implement the second fix, and this is a big one. Okay, so the second one is something I never would have thought about, so I'm really glad you guys did because it's safety related. So what a few of you guys suggested was to invert the state of the LED. Let me explain. So the issue here is the light being on is the important state saying that she has to be fed. If this thing somehow dies, the automation fails, the LEDs go out, the power dies, this would just remain turned off. And off in this case means the dog doesn't need to be fed. So if this died for 3 or 4 days, that would in theory mean the dog didn't need to be fed for 3 or 4 days. Of course, in practicality, we're not going to let this dictate the dog not being fed, but this is a really good kind of just thought process and problem to work through. What we're going to do here is just swap the automation and have it so when the LED is off, that means she needs to be fed, and then when it's turned on, she's all good. This means if we reach a state of failure, meaning the LEDs die or anything along those lines, at the very least we're not reaching the worst case scenario of her just not being fed for multiple days. She might get a few extra dinners, but I'm sure she won't complain about that. Hey Indy, would you mind a few extra dinners? I don't think so. So I went ahead and implemented that, switched things over in software. Now whenever this thing is on, everything is all good. That was great. Thank you guys for all of the suggestions. You guys help make my smart home even smarter. If you have any questions at all, further suggestions, or just want to chat, drop a comment there. I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll catch you in the next video.